Welcome to the Jim Bakker Show. I'm your co-host, Ricky Baker. Please welcome our very special guest, the founder and president of Seychelles Water Company and a dear friend to the ministry, Carl Palmer. Now here's our host for today and my sister, Tammy Sue Baker.
Hello and welcome to Grace Street. We're so glad that you could take time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. Today is Water Day. Well, you know, we have the new. This is so exciting to announce. And Ricky, I know you know about this as well. The new Ultimate Seychelles Bundle that we have just created. This is the first time we've ever offered this. I like talking about something new with water. This is so exciting. It includes the 28-ounce Extreme Warfare bottle, the 28-ounce pH bottle, the Dual Supreme pump, and the King pH pitcher. And you're not going to believe the deal. I think it's on your screen right now. But boy, do we have a deal.
I can't believe
this is with free shipping, $150. This is a $490
Are you
value.
okay? Don't pass out on me right now.
I think every time you hear our deals here. But we're so excited to be able to offer this to our friends and family and partners that are watching.
Now, let me ask you, we're talking about the pump. How many gallons of water is this going to be able to really filter out for you?
We do a thing called throughput, okay? And I'm glad you asked the question, because all our products we do throughput. Now, throughput, they send it to a laboratory, and they take a thing that call a big, I'll call it a jug, for lack of what we're going to call it, a beaker, how's that? And we fill it with what they call mega-ohm water, and that's water that has no contaminants in it at all. It's zero. It's the purest water on earth. And they spike it with a contaminant. Ooh. It could be lead, or it could be, or they could spike it with bacteria, or they could spike it with dichlorobenzene, which is the one they use for all organics. Now, I've got all the documents here. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say those words unless you say, oh, yeah, let me see that. I'll let you see it, no problem.
You will, for sure.
So, in any event, as we do this, then they start running water through the filter. Mm-hmm. At the flow rate that we request, not more than 4 psi, 4 pounds per square inch, not too fast, say 4 gallons per minute. Okay, as it's going through this thing, then they test it every 25 gallons, and they move to a 50 gallons, and they go over 100 gallons. Okay, we have throughput tests on heavy metals. Now that's the good arsenic, aluminum, cadmium, chromium, all those guys, right? At 200 gallons. Okay.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Then we have, and we have throughput tests on organics. They use dichlorobenzene as their surrogate because that's the most difficult one to remove, okay? And that removes, so if you do that, you also remove, you do herbicides, fungicides, pesticides, insecticides, all that stuff, everything you can dream of. You know, you can put DDT in this thing and drink it.
What?
And do I have tests? I had 6 sets of tests on DDT alone. Also, I have the same tests in Vietnam where I traveled years ago because guess what they're having over there? You remember the Vietnam War?
Yeah.
What's that thing that used to talk about dropping? Agent Orange, remember?
Yeah.
Guess what it is? DDT.
Really?
Absolutely. They asked me if we can remove it. I said, oh, no, I don't know what it is. So they said, well, I said, send me the actual chemical breakdown. Maybe I can figure it out. So they sent it to me, and it was DDT. So those people are having major problems with cancer. It's just like the benzene I commented about. I was asked to come to Mexico here not recently, and Mexico in Monterrey has the highest cancer rate of any city in Mexico. Guess why? High petroleum industry. Very, very high petroleum industry, and also manufacture. Tons of benzene in the water. So all they'd have to do is have one of these things. You got no problem with benzene. It removes all of it. It's not a problem. It's an amazing, amazing filter. I know, God, how'd you do it? I sure did it, though. But it's an amazing product, right?
It is.
It is. I absolutely love it. And, you know, I can't believe this thing we had taken on several camping trips. Yep. And for me, this was like a giant straw because me and James.
I love how you would talk about how you
we were
guys
able to
put it
just
into
toss
the lake.
this. Like we're sitting in our, we're just floating down the river.
Yeah.
We put this in the water. And you're able to drink out of this end just directly, and then you can just pump it while you're going down the stream, and you have good, clean water. And what this means is that's less weight that you have to pack. That is less. You said this is 200 gallons of water right here.
Well,
that's 200 gallons you don't have to buy.
That's right.
That's 200 gallons that you don't have to like fill up in these gallon containers or in backpacks.
Carry 8 pounds per gallon, right?
Yeah, and then carry it all across the country. This is right here just saves your back, saves your body, and time and effort. Right.
It's also a peace of mind, though.
It is.
Know that you're getting the best water. You're not going to be getting bacteria, cysts, any type of dissolved solids packed inside your body that's going to slow you down or possibly kill you. This is a peace of mind that's going to let you know no matter what I'm drinking good, clean water.
I've brought this back here a few times. I've never got to show this to anybody. But this is the niftiest product there has ever been invented, I think. Yeah, we've got those two stainless steel washers in this thing. That was hard because you got to keep it under, right? In here is your advanced filter. Now remember that advanced filter, that's iodinated resin. That's killing bacteria. So this is not going to fill up full of bacteria. This part right here, boop, that fills up with that same media. So it disallows any growth of bacteria inside the pump. And that's really important because it grows. And this guy right down here, all you can do if you want to change your filter, you just open that up, drop that out, and unscrew this thing, put another one on.
So just so they know, it is a 2-filter pump. You're going to be getting the initial filter that takes out the dissolved solids and a lot coming directly from the water source. But then you're going to be in another filter in here right before it enters the straw you're going to drink out of.
Exactly. Then here's the invention of all time, the big one. You ready for this? This will blow your mind. See this? I've tried pumps. And when you start pumping, this thing, you got to put it someplace, right? You want your product water going somewhere. It gets away from you. You put it in your ear, wherever you're doing, you're drinking or whatever. Look at this guy here, little guy right here. Take this little guy right here, and it sits right in that tube. You put it in that tube like that.
Sips right in.
I put this right here at the edge of this cup, and I go like that. And I go like this, like that, and I just pump the poop and I do it. Isn't that neat?
Wow.
I love that.
Or you can put it in a bucket or a barrel or a bottle or whatever you want to put in it. I tell you. Then the other great idea, believe it or not, you take this off, and that slides down the middle of this tube.
Okay.
So when you hold it up, you don't have 2 tubes you have to roll all the time.
There you go.
Now that's it. Now go use it.
You
Buy
can
'em,
go
folks.
online right now or call the operators. We got a special on the Dual Supreme Survival Pump, one for $60.
John's favorite. That's what it should be
Absolutely.
called.
John's
it should be called
favorite.
John's favorite pump.
That's it. $60, free shipping. That's a value of $120. So you're going to be saving $60 today. Or you can go ahead and get 3 of them of the Dual Supreme Survival Pumps for $165, free shipping. That goes down to $55 each. That is a value of $360. You're going to be saving $195 today. Or if I was you, or like Dad, he gets several of them. But we got a special offer today for 6 of them of the Dual Supreme Survival Pumps for $300, free shipping included as well. That will boil down to $50 each. This is a value of $720. You are going to be saving $420 today. Go to the phone right now or shop online, jimbakkershow.com. Get some of these items this year for your family. Start making a list of what you're going to need. I believe that every car in your household must have one of these pumps. Yes. With so many earthquakes going on, with so many disasters going on, with so many mishaps going on, you never know where your drinking water supply is going to come from or if even you're going to get one. But if you live near a creek or a lake or, again, I'm telling you, we wake up every morning thinking that the water is going to turn on. That's a lot of faith to have. I tell you what happened to me a couple weeks ago. We got up, get ready to take the kids, to school and getting ready for work. What happens? We get a call immediately at 5 a.m. saying, do not use your water today. Someone broke the water pipe. There are contaminants, there are bacteria. You're going to have to boil water within the next 48 hours. We will let you know. For 48 hours, we did not have water in our community. Then 48 hours later, we still had no water. But guess what? Who was prepared?
I know who was prepared.
Who?
Mondo.
Every year, Dad gives us this products, Carl.
He does. He gives
and I'm telling
Christmas and birthdays.
I have a water barrel where I save my water. I use the pump, and I pump water. Again, the peace of mind, Ricky. When you have kids, it's a whole different level. When you're by yourself and you're a man, you can go days without taking a shower. Trust me. Or you can go take a shower at the gym somewhere. But you know what? When you have kids, when you have grandma in your household, when you have people living in your home, it doesn't become about you, it becomes about other people. This is why this product, we have several options for you to order today. The Supreme pumps, the dual Supreme pumps, get yourself a few of them. Again, I can't believe that Jerry Jones, did you know Jerry Jones did this deal, by the way, that we decided to put some of the best products all into one package and offer it to you for $150 today, free shipping included. This is how much we believe in this product, that every household in America need to have a Seychelles pitcher,
Absolutely.
a water bottle,
Yes.
or a Supreme dual pump. I mean, whatever it takes, we want to do our best to do what we can to be ready
That's
at all
right.
times.
It comes with a 28-ounce Extreme Warfare bottle, a 28-ounce pH bottle, a dual Supreme pump, John's favorite,
That's right.
and a King pH pitcher that is amazing, may I add. $150. Anything that you see on today's show or yesterday's show, you can go to jimbakkershow.com and read about it and, you know, find out what offer is best for you and order it. Order today. Call 888-988-1588. And, of course, you can always go to jimbakkershow.com. Fluoride, Mr.
Want to talk about fluoride?
Talk about fluoride.
Okay. Let me.
I have a lot of ladies asking me about
Should
that.
they brush their teeth?
So let's hear about that.
One last thing. We'll close on chlorine. Here's the test. Broward Testing Laboratories. Technical response. Seychelles Sports Bottle Reduction Test, ANSI NSF, standard 43 and 52. Now it comes over here, and it shows you they did test. Here's two different bottles, and here's the amount of gallons. That says 142 gallons, right? Mm-hmm. BDL means below detectable level. They remove so much of it, they can't detect any. Okay? Wow. We did all those sets of tests just to verify its capacity. We talked about bacteria just for a second. It's because it happens to be here. Here's bacteriological testing table of contents. See, I was prepared today. I decided you want to talk about it, I'm going to put it on you heavy today. But here, look at here. Every one of those is a pathogenic testing for bacteria, virus, and cysts.
Wow.
And how many, I don't know, maybe, 2, 3, 4, I don't know. There must got to be 20 of them, 30 of them at least. All those, and I've got every one of those lab tests in here. And they show, I go to places like Vietnam, and they have, and also, I just finished back for Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka their government did 4 sets of tests on the product, and then their military did a set of tests on the product. It all showed non-detect, 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 on all organics and heavy metals. On pH, it showed a 9.4 on the pH, which I was pleased to see that, because most labs don't do that kind of test. Have you heard about PFCs or PFOAs? Mm-mm. Have you heard about it at all?
Aren't those plastics?
Well, no, I'll tell you what it is in a second, okay? But here's what's going on. I got to find some way, be a better weekly reader with your organization. And I'll tell you why. These things are hitting the news like phenomenally. And you're not getting it for some reason. Mm-hmm. You know, here's simple Colorado, Boulder, Colorado, right? Not far from here, you know.
No.
What's it say here? Now, this, by the way, this is the second one I've got. Here's the one. I'm not going to go through this one because this one, scary. This one's really scary. But this is all on PFOAs. 15 million Americans drinking tainted water by toxic chemical, it says. Headlines. But here's what it says. Colorado Air Force Base may be releasing chemicals into the drinking water. Colorado health officials said it's highly likely that trace amounts of toxic chemicals are found in the drinking water. They aren't trace. There are a lot of them, okay? So here's what happened. It says the State Department of Health and the Environmental Quality says it hasn't ruled out the additional services, but officials say $5 million to correct this problem. But here's the interesting thing. The foam contained perforated compounds called PFCs or PFOAs. It was on the headlines all over the news 2 weeks ago. All over it. It says, which have been linked to prostate, kidney, testicle cancer, and other women's genital problems. Oh my goodness. Now, I'm going to tell you something. If I'm sitting here and I'm a guy, hey, show me where I can buy that thing. Does it really remove PFAs and PFOAs? Here again. There we go. Next set of things over here. Here's all from the invention. Every one of these are hydrocarbons that remove these. Here's where it went to the government. It says, Attached are the results from the water testing we did in North Alabama regarding the PFCs, PFOAs, and PFAs. Both all show 100% removal untested at standard filter. That's just the standard filter. Doesn't even have to have all the other stuff. And there's your test right there. It shows what went in, and it shows what came out. What's it say there?
NDU.
Non-detectable?
NDU.
Non-detectable. So what we say, we do. You know, it's more than, you know, and there's your chromium test. Look at, we comment about that. Look how many sets of tests we've got.
Wow.
And what's all the percentages? 99, 99, 99, 99, all the way down. Non-detect, non-detect. Tons and tons and tons of them. And I haven't even included all the concerns. You know, there's chemical common water. They're found everywhere. And all these are founding, there's the hype of chromium-6. Isn't that scary?
Yes.
You know, so, you know what's interesting to me? Living in California, you have you hear everything practically, you know, the Hollywood hype of chromium-6 that we all heard about so much. But here's what's really strange that bothers me, is that it says it's in 200 million people's homes. 200 million. And it says chromium-6 in the U.S. tap water, cancer-causing chemical found in 89% of the city's sample. Laboratories, it says. Now it's found tapped in 31 to 35 of American sites that they tested, right? And that shows whereabouts, et cetera, where it is. That's not Erwin Brockovich. That's, what's her name? You know her name, the movie star.
Julia Roberts?
Sandra Julia Roberts, okay. Okay, that shows a picture of her, but on the page that obviously they came from. There's all the different areas, but those are all that particular contaminant. But here's all the tests. We've got every test done. Boom, all the way through. Each one of these is a different testing laboratory that have tested these products. L.A. County Lab, Department of Toxicology, Department of Weights and Measures. They test everything comes into California. I don't care if it's a pear or a dish or a spoon or what it is. If they test water, you got to see what you go through a test with these people. Testing lead. Wasn't very long ago. I think just last year we started talking about Flint, Michigan, and what was going on in Flint, Michigan. Now it's in 34 million water supplies, lead. And here's all the tests we've done. All these, each one of these are tests. We did in Hong Kong, China, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Vietnam, etc. We did tests. It says right there, what? Lead poisoning, the silent killer. In children, lead attacks mainly the brain and other parts of the nervous system, causing what may be permanent decline in intellectual and motor skills. Infants and toddlers are particularly susceptible to lead's harmful effects because they are tiny bodies, cannot get rid of it as efficiently as the bodies of older children and adults. Adults are far more immune, but still the problem exists. Okay. Now,
I remember them talking. You know, I was talking about lead paint. You know, and not having lead paint around our children. You know, when you would get an old apartment or rent an old house, you know, talking about the lead paint.
Asbestos.
And then in asbestos, I was thinking about that too. I mean, they almost want to tear your house, you know, basically tear your house down. And it's in your drinking water.
So anyway, one more thing on lead, and I'll let you go. Here, over 85% of the lead found in blood of baby infants derived from baby's formula made with lead-contaminated water. Now that, by the way, this is from the National Research Defense Council. This is not just guys writing little, you know, saying, you and I say, well, let's just write an article.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to have you understand. It's pretty simple. You know, we've kind of shared numerous times. How do we think about this? How do you think about knowing what the contaminants are? We call them zones of contaminants. Yeah. We go A, aesthetic. We just talked about chlorine, right? 44% greater risk of dying of cancer. Wow, that's pretty serious. We talked about B, bacteriological. The concerns of bacteriological are enormous, right? But it's not here. It's all over the world. We have a tendency to believe that in China or these different countries that we go to, we're all over Mexico, we're all over South America, we're all over. We've shipped 4 major missions in Africa, where these people are dying all over the place. Okay? Yeah. So, but we did Haiti. When we did Haiti, we shipped 75,000 units to Haiti when they had the earthquake.
That's right. Wow.
The Mormons were having 30 people die per week. The Mormon Church.
Wow.
From the contamination of the water down there.
30 a week.
A week.
A week.
A week.
A week. So we had to ship product down so fast you can't believe it. So the issues, the obvious thing is that we solved the problem, and it was Vibra cholera. So the Ministry of Health contacted me from down there and said, you know, we're getting ready to allow this to come in to be used. Do you remove Vibra cholera? I said, I'll send you immediately back the 4 different sets of tests we've got on Vibro cholera. Because we have to, over in Africa, you've got major problems with Vibro cholera. But here's a set of tests from Vietnam. And they also did radiological tests, which was, we only had 4 major labs do that. Anyhow, go ahead with whatever you're going to speak. I'm sorry.
No, but this is why we want to encourage, our partners and our viewers. Mondo and I, we talked about it during PTL Shop, and I think, Ricky, you and I talked about it as well. Purchase these water products and give them away. Churches, I'm talking to you. Missions, I'm talking to you. Men's group, women's groups. Purchase these items. I know so many of you already own Seychelles products, but don't you want clean water not only for you and your family, but let's minister to others through clean water. Call right now, 888-988-1588, or go to jimbakkershow.com and you can find any of our Seychelles products. It's so important as Christians that we reach out to the world. We can buy these items and send them to Puerto Rico. We can send them here in the States, to Puerto Rico, to Florida, to Houston, to California, to all these places that need, even to Michigan. I mean, come on, let's send some to Michigan. We don't talk about that enough, and I'm so glad that you brought that up today. As Christians, that's our job, right?
Absolutely.
Is to give. And I know there's someone out there that you're watching right now, and you could afford to $1 million worth of these water products and distribute them throughout the United States and the world. Let's come together and start helping our brothers and sisters in Christ all around the world.
We're seeing record-breaking disasters on a daily basis. It seems like there's nothing greater than being able to walk in with the solution on hand.
That's right.
And if this solution...
It's simple.
Absolutely. This is very practical. This is something that you can walk in and change someone's whole life.
Absolutely.
Carl, over 7 million people, I think over 7 million plus people are using Seychelles to change the way they drink water today. Right. I agree with you, Sue. There's churches that can do $10,000 today. I believe there's people watching right now that are going to get a heart for people this year, and you can start today, and all you have to do is just see it through a different lens. And that lens is, what if you were that person on the other side? What if you were that person in Haiti? What if you were that person in Flint, Michigan?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. We're seeing Puerto Rico right now still not being able to have access to clean water.
I remember when my dad, he took a trip around the world back in the 80s. And in Cambodia, the water and the situation in Cambodia was so horrific that they didn't even want the water to touch their skin, let alone drink the water. They had to brush their teeth with wine and one of the guys did take a shower and ended up deathly sick. These are the kind of water situations all over the world that are happening right now. It's just like, I think it's in Africa, John, where they're literally not going to have water.
Yeah, in 100 days. 100 days. I wanted to ask the good doctor one more question. I know we're running out of time, but something that I realize is that we have, Americans, we buy more water than probably anything. You were just showing us that picture of all those water bottles.
You just said it, buy water. We're purchasing bottled water.
We buy water on a daily
day.
basis, and we buy even more water every time a disaster strikes. Every time it floods here, I think it's becoming once a year. We have a major flood here within the Ozarks, Hollister floods, Branson floods. And then you can't trust what's in the water, and you can't trust what's coming through the pipe, so everybody goes out and buys water. But what I wanted to ask him is, can you trust what's in a bottle of water?
Well, of course not. That's hit the news again also, big time, just yesterday. They're bombing bottled water right now, Now, because it's something you don't mention. I'm an environmentalist, I guess. I'm not a tree hugger or something like that, but I'm concerned. But dream how many of those empty bottles are dumped a day in our landfills. 80 million. a day.
And then they're finding it in the oceans. They're
course.
it's
They
killing
have-
the oceans right now.
They have islands of water in ocean. Have you seen some of them?
Oh, you ought to watch some of those documentaries that the landfill is
Animals.
filled of
Yeah.
plastic water bottles, plastic bags. I mean, we're losing the battle, it seems like, on a daily basis. But thank God for men like you that have dedicated your whole entire life, your whole entire career to be able to bring awareness, but more than that, bringing us the solution with this product that not only can save the environment, it can save your life today.
You know, things that we hear about in other countries don't realize that they end up over here. Their problem's our problem, you know. How about radiation?
China.
Here's Fukushima.
Absolutely.
You know, and here's some, I was just commenting, we were talking about our families. You know, I have lots of families because I touch a lot of people around the world. You know, I can share with you, and anybody that comes to my office will see the tons of articles and pictures and activities of schools and things like that around Asia and China, places like that, were able to save their lives. Here's Fukushima. Fukushima radiation could cause thyroid cancer in children. It says here, children born in the United States, California, Hawaii, Alaska, Oregon, and Washington in a period of March 17th to March 30th of 2011, when the Fukushima nuclear disaster happened, the children now have a 28% risk of acquiring hyperthyroidism or thyroid cancer. 28%. That's 30% of the kids. Now that's how. Now this has gotten fast. It's all over the country. Now, do we remove radiation? You betcha. This whole section I've got right here are all on radiation. We have 9 different sets of tests on radiation removal. And you talked about uranium. We talked strontium 90. Talked radon 222. I tested radon 222 clear back in 1996. Wow. So I knew and it would remove 100% then. Yeah. So we take an extra stand on a lot of these kinds. So constantly, right? You comment about fluoride. You need to have that. What kind of time are we running on? Are we in a hurry?
I want you to talk about fluoride because a lot of people have had questions about that.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I know there's 2 more. There's 15 sets of tests that show that we remove fluoride. And right here,
we all most of us grew up thinking that the fluoride in our water was good. You know, you heard it from your dentist, you heard it on television, kids shows. They always talked about how fluoride was good to have in the water. Yeah. Now we're talking about fluoride is bad. You know, that's why I wanted you to kind of explain that to us.
Well, fluoride is a heavy metal. Fluoride is a negative ion. Fluoride enters the system very quickly. It's found to contaminate our systems and is somewhat like aluminum. So they have a feeling that fluoride has some direct association with Parkinson's disease. Yeah.
Wow.
It's terrible for children, of course. But
he said it's terrible for children.
Oh yeah.
That's what we've literally talked about in our schools. Dentist office on television.
Well, you know,
now you're saying that.
You've got to remember something.
Incredible.
The dentist doesn't say, you know, here's some fluoride drinking.
Yeah.
It's not that kind of thing. They coat your teeth with fluoride and then they wash it off, right? And that's supposed to help you.
Yeah.
Now, remember, Rose is my wife. You know, is a periodontal dental hygienist, so
That's
she
right.
I can talk to her opinionated, right? So, and I do. So the idea behind that is that remove the fluoride that's in water. And here's the test. You've got 16 sets of tests that show we remove fluoride above 80%. Here's nitrate tests and nitrites. Nitrites cause blue baby syndrome.
Wow.
In Corona, California, water bill says not recommended for infant bathing or feeding or bathing.
Oh.
The nitrate content is so high. Anywhere around the agricultural industry, you're going to end up with nitrates and nitrites. They're both things and they're both deadly. Do we remove them all? There's all your tests. One more time. Probably, I don't know how many tests. We probably have at least 10. Over here, there's one last thing I want to read you. These are a set of tests of the U.S. testing. Everything you can imagine. There's the set of tests. That one says, what's that one say, Michael? It says Michigan Department of Environmental Quality Laboratory Drinking Water Survey. Shows this how many copper and lead. Here's the parts per billion that went into it. Here's what came out. Non-detected, both. Okay, get back here, one more thing. By the way, a test, what I'm talking about, not thinking about it, but we have been doing tests on pH for 5 solid months. 5 solid months. And the pH has not gone below 9.2 in 5 solid months. We test every single day 3 products that we just pulled out of the bins and said, let's test them every day, and that's what we do. So most people, if the test product that costs so much money, it's $5,000 for the pH system, test one day.
Yes.
Wow.
Only that's one day, 24 hours. So then you have a customer that contacted me. This letter was written to, I hope, Mr. Palmer, you can help me win an argument with my daughter.
The mother,
Right.
age-old mother-daughter thing.
Right. I bought 16 extreme water bottles for my son, daughter, and their spouses, and all my grandchildren for Christmas. I also bought the pitcher for my daughter-in-law and granddaughter for their birthday, along with one myself. My daughter is visiting from fluoride, and she thinks the water from the pitcher are terrible because they are tested with water. They test the water with a testing element, which is called a TDS meter, that I bought for me years ago. She bought a couple of the large bottles of distilled water and put for their baby, and it goes on and on and on. She went on and on and on what it did, what it did. Can you explain to me? I have an argument on how can I show her that these products are great, and you can explain about these testers showing the readings of more than 500 parts per million and worsening the contaminants. I just need to know if there are a reason that the numbers show up differently. Yes. Letter going back to the letter. Here's my letter going back to her. Boom. Dear blank, right? Thank you very much for your letter. Yes, you are perfectly correct. You are buying the right product. A conductivity meter, a TDMS meter, is a meter that with a particular product that's out there right now is used to test the total dissolved solids of water. All dissolved solids are measured in parts per million of dissolved solids. This particular product uses a resin that removes all total dissolved solid, including trace minerals, which we don't want to remove, okay?
That's right.
So we want not trace minerals. Now, it also drops the heck out of the pH.
Right.
Which is another thing, major concern. Okay, so I will finish, and I said, let's see, the meter you're using from your daughter is a test as a conductivity meter. Only use it for testing inorganic minerals such as arsenic, lead, and chromium, say fluorides, etc. But I will not test all of any of the organics, nor DDT, benzene, or any other local contaminant, because they remove nothing of that. The product she's got removes nothing, zero. And I would put 100 grand against $1,000. I'm right.
Yes, absolutely.
And I don't make that kind of stupid bets. It hit the news in a big way. Cancer-causing agents of chromium-6 did expose some of the moving room products. Now, there are over 285 different organics that have now been tested by our water products in the U.S. around the world that can cause cancer. These instruments can only test metals and cannot be tested for any organic or the microbiological contaminant or radiation or pH. Can test none of it. So it's just a scam to sell, and I think it's wrong. We want to remove all heavy metals like lead, and it said trace minerals, which never should be removed. You have done the right thing you have run the right thing because the filter system in the Seychelles products do a multitude of removing not only 99.9% of heavy metals, but also the same reduction volume and reduction of volatile organic compounds, radiological contaminant, increase the pH up to 9.5, and remove biological contamination. All good is being done. Presentation. I'll be doing a live presentation on Morningside TV on the 18th. I'll be doing it. Please watch and I'll tell you the rest of this stuff.
That's good.
Anyhow, it's a nice letter. I went on and I said a couple more conversations about it.
That's so
but,
great.
So bottom line, problem needs solution, opportunity, right?
Well, we have a solution, and that is to get on the phone right now and call 888-988-1588 and order what's on the screen. This is absolutely new for the Jim Bakker Show, new bundle that we're so excited about. It's the Ultimate Seychelles Bundle. Included in this bundle is the 28-ounce Extreme Warfare bottle, the 28-ounce pH bottle, the Dual Supreme Pump, John's favorite.
That's right.
Yes. The King pitcher, which is in all of our homes. And that is a value of $490. Today, you can get it for $150 from the Jim Bakker Show. Free shipping. You need to order yours now. As you know, Mom and Dad are away, so guess what? The kids have taken over the show. And, we want to keep Dad involved in the show. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're not going to totally take over, Dad. We're going to keep you in it a little bit, I promise.
No, I think he's got a special message.
Yes.
And, it's always important to listen. The Bible says honor your mother and father, right?
Absolutely.
And, one of the ways we honor him is by listening to his voice on what God is speaking to him about the times that we're in. But another thing that is important is that how well he listens to other men of God that have spoken prophecies about what's coming and how to get ready for them. And Dad has been aligning a lot with prophets that have gone and been with the Lord. David Wilkerson prophecies we've been talking a lot about. And, you know, I brought this book out here because there's a prophecy regarding an earthquake that is coming here in the United States that will cause great devastation in America. And are we ready for it? I don't know. I don't know if we are ready for it. Then you have Bob Jones, the prophet, with Rick Joyner talking about the big one is coming to California. People need to start praying on where they need to be placed or live in if these things do occur. How are you going to respond to them? And what's shocking is I saw in Newsweek today that they're talking about really a big earthquake is coming, and it will strike over 7 million people in the worst natural disaster in North America's history. Is the big one next, they're saying. Well, guess what? The interview that Dad or that we're about to show you is going to take you back to Rick Joyner, Bob Jones, discussing an earthquake that's coming, but also discussing about the places of refuge that God has picked all around the world. Morningside is one of those places that we believe that it will be in the last days, a place of refuge where people can come and gather. Therefore, we talk about the things that we're building and the things that Dad's vision about Morningside is. And in this video, Sue, we also want to remind people, this just happened a few days ago where Dad brought this up, and the scientists are talking about right now that 2018 will be the year of major earthquakes. You know, and we saw it in the video earlier where he talked to John about this, the earth shifting and moving. Could that even have anything to do with the earthquakes that would take place? Listen, if an earthquake does take place, first and foremost, find out where God wants you. Number 2, be ready. And number 3, stay close to what God is saying through some of these prophets to find out if it's aligning with your spirit on what's happening right now. So can we look at this?
Yes, let's look at this.
Watch this.
But let's look at this piece. It's just real quick. Sometime I want to run more of this, but this is with Bob Jones, who is going to be with the Lord. And this is what he said about, I believe, personally, one of the big next events will be West Coast earthquakes. Yeah. Let's see what he has to say.
Well, Rick and I, at the same time, we weren't together in California in '89. We both got prophecies. We saw things of a coming earthquake that's beyond anything you can imagine.
Bob's been saying for many years now, you know, unless you're here to stay, get out. I felt like, you know, one of the things the Lord showed us that would preempt this was the Japanese quake and tsunami that I felt years ago. Lord said that when that happened, tell everyone to move from those areas who have not heard to stay.
The Lord told me that he is going to give them a warning in California. And the shaking will begin in Caliente and Mexicali. When those two places shake, it'll shortly happen in the other places. But I have seen the tsunami that will come up the Los Angeles River. The height of it is beyond imagination. In places, it looked to me like it was over 200 feet tall coming up there. Now, what's your part? Your part is to get it into your soul that these things are going to come and you're going to go through them. They aren't going to take you under. You're going to go through them. Every bad thing that's happened in your lifetime, you're here. It's a sign you went through them. You survived them.
What a message.
Wow. There's an anointing on that.
Anointing.
He said there'll be cities of refuge that won't be touched. And that's why God's warned me about the coastal cities.
Yes.
And so, and I saw, and this was before I met you, I think. I was,
It was.
going to the
Larry King show.
Larry King show.
Remember when he had
And
the show? Yes.
I was in the back of the car being driven. I looked over and I was
Terrified.
right alongside we have, in our new studio we're building, we have, I call them the windows on the world, and one of them is LA. And as we are putting up this great big city scene, I said, well, someday we'll look at this and see this is what was. And God showed me underneath LA, I've said it so many times, I don't even need to say it on the show, I guess, but I saw under LA, and this was just really shortly after I got out of prison. I guess I must have written my first book, and I looked out, and underneath, what would you call the
Tectonic plates.
the plates,
The plates, and it was
and they were
thick.
coming together, and usually they go sideways like this, but this went up like this, and a year and a half or so afterwards, I think, on the headlines of the paper, says for the first time, massive hidden fault threatens downtown. But I'd written the book. It was already in the book.
Again, I want to remind you, what goes good with food is water. Remember, you can have all the food, but if you have no water to make the food with, you're in trouble. There's only so much you can do with the food. I want to remind you, make sure, order these products today. Add the water supply that you're going to need. You're going to need barrels of water. You're going to need canteens. You're going to need everything you can in order to make this work for you. Two of the most important things in a natural disaster is food and water. Make sure you get your water supplies today and make them part of your staples of your home. And don't forget, JimBakkerShow.com. We have options for you to, it fits your budget. If you can do $30, you can get a 28-ounce, and if not, get the $150. That's the whole enchilada, like we say, the whole thing. I mean, Carl almost passed out. $150 plus free shipping. I thought you were going to have a heart attack for a moment, sir.
No, I did have one.
Well, there's a lot of things that people don't know about Carl Palmer, and we just found out something brand new about him.
What did you find out?
You have a degree in, you can tell us, what did you get a degree in?
In geology.
In geology.
What?
So while we're
Oh,
watching
my
this video, he
goodness.
goes, well, I can explain a little bit about that. And you spent a month there on that fault line.
Yeah, I did. My degree was in structural geology, and I wanted to be a geologist. I wanted to find oil and gold.
Explain what you were explaining about that being like a rubber
Well, there's
band.
different kind of faults on Earth, and you're talking about movement on Earth. It moves all the time, constantly. And they say that the Earth movement is a great effect on some of the different earthquakes we've had. There's two different major kind of faults. One they call strike slip, and one they call thrust. Thrust is when it goes like that, it hits at the bottom, and then everything's torn down, right?
And that's
Strikes-
the one they're predicting in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that's right. So right now, though, did you by chance see the movie?
Yes.
Did you?
San Andreas.
Yeah, San Andreas Fault. You see it? No, it's alarming to me.
Oh, big time.
I watched the love story part of it. That's kind of interesting. But that's not as bad as what happens, the catastrophe. So, but what happens is the Earth has been moving like this. Now, in 1956, before most of you are all born, I spent a month on the San Andreas Fault.
Oh my goodness.
And that was part of that was my last year in college, and I spent 1 month there to study the San Andreas Fault, to see and watch the stretch marks.
Ooh.
As you can see, the stretch mark, the Earth is moving like that. You can see signs where people own, you can see fences where people own cattle and things like that, where the fences used to be like this. Now they're stretched, maybe a half a mile apart. Now these fences, by the way, are 50 miles apart.
Oh, my
Say
goodness.
15?
50.
50.
50. It stretched that
50
far.
miles apart.
Yeah, now it's stretched this far. So it's like taking a rubber band and stretching it out like that. It can only go so far. Sooner or later, it's going to break. And they know the San Andreas is going to go. They just don't know what, when and where and how much and et cetera. You don't know, in other words, you don't know if it's going to be a 6 or a 7 or an 8. But they know it's going to be high.
Wow.
Because there's a tremendous amount of devastation that's going to be built, that's going to happen because of it.
Oh, Dad is going to be so happy. Now my questions are going to have to change. I have to change the way I research about you.
Yeah, well.
I mean, there's so much that we don't know about you, Carl, that no wonder you've dedicated yourself to clean water. But since the beginning, it's like you're sensing something's coming. Something, get ready for something.
I didn't know about that. I didn't. Well, you know what? The most important thing I learned about geology, the one 5 credit class. Remember, we take those kind of courses. Was mineralogy. Now, mineralogy, you do studies on the inorganic minerals on the Earth. Earth makes 119 elements to make up the surface of the Earth. Some of those chemicals, or excuse me, some of those minerals are trace, and some are heavy metals. What do you know? And I learned that some are cations and some are anions. Some are positive, some are negative. You're like taking two little dogs, you put them in a magnet again, they turn around.
Yeah.
That's what these things are. And that's what this filter has the ability to do. And when that contaminant goes through, that just reaches out and grabs it. And they call it covalent bonding. It can't get off. It's stuck. You know, it's like stainless steel. It's hard to get the stainless off the stainless steel, right? It works just exactly like that. So I learned an awful lot from it, and that helped me a lot. But I never worked as a geologist, and you know why? I found out very quickly after I spent a couple of years as an officer in the Navy and played a little bit of pro ball a little bit and that kind of stuff. But I found out real quickly I couldn't make any money in that business. You know, geologists in those days, you sat on a rock down by the, you know, doing something. I mean, it wasn't very exciting, wasn't very lucrative. So I decided to change my life. So and I did.
And you're changing a lot of other people's lives too because of those choices.
Yeah, it helped me a lot.
You've changed our lives, and you've changed lives of people around the world. And for that, we thank you. Thank you so much for all your work that you have dedicated to clean, pure water and give the gift of life. You know, if you have already purchased these for your family, if you haven't, you need to. But if you already have, you know, all the Seychelles products, purchase them for people that need it, that need the gift of life, the gift of pure, clean, fresh water. Water is life. You can't live without water. And this wonderful man, Mr. Seychelles himself, Carl Palmer, has told you a plethora even, of reasons why we should be using these filters now more than ever. We have so many different bundles available. We have that brand new Ultimate Seychelles bundle that's brand new for Morningside, brand new for the Jim Bakker Show. It includes the 28-ounce Extreme Warfare bottle, the 28-ounce pH bottle, the Dual Supreme Pump, which I will now forever label as John's favorite, the King pH pitcher for $150, free shipping. And also we have several different dual pump offers that I think you have the information on that.
Absolutely.
Mondo.
For one Dual Supreme Survival Pump is $60. We are including free shipping on this. Or if you want to do 3 Dual Supreme Survival Pumps, that's $165. Also, we're throwing in free shipping on this. Don't pass out. Please don't pass out.
I know this is a big one.
And 6 Dual Supreme Survival Pumps for $300, free shipping today.
That's 6 pumps.
You know what I've heard? Yeah, absolutely. 6 Dual Supreme Survival Pumps. You have called this probably the greatest work of your life, this pump.
I believe so. Only for because now there's something coming in the future, which I can't tell you about. But the reason for it is the pre-filterage and that pump. The reason we call it the Extreme Supreme type of thing is it removes bacteria, virus, and cysts. And then after that, it removes radiological contamination. And after it does that, increases the pH. And after it does that, it's taking away all heavy metals and all organics. You can't do anything more to the water they're in this world as far as contamination. So I think it's probably the best product we've ever developed.
Oh, wow. I'm glad you're calling it the best because I think it's the best. And it's
know
now
it's the
named after John, by the way.
Yeah, that's right.
But sis, we also have the King pH
Yes.
pitcher with the bonus of $78 for Dad's birthday. We are, please hold his hand, don't let him pass out.
I know.
Free shipping, $78. This is a value of $300, so you're saving $222. This includes free shipping, by the way.
And that comes with
one
a set of filters. Right?
Absolutely, that's the bonus.
And I learned this on TTL Shop. That is a total of 400 gallons of water.
That is correct.
400 gallons.
That is correct. So you want to do that as well. If not, if you want to be more to your budget, do the 28-ounce pH water bottle, one for $40, free shipping, or you can add 2 of them, which is 2 28-ounce pH water bottles for $78. That's free shipping, by the way. Or you can do 6 28-ounce pH water bottles for $200. We are also including free shipping on this. On this offers, you get 5 bottles, and you're going to receive the 6th one for free. So make sure that you get that. Or Dad's favorite, the Bakker's dozen, 28
Of course.
ounce.
And you know what a Baker's
pH.
dozen is?
Yes.
It's 12 plus 1.
That's it. So for $400 today, free shipping on this. This is a value. You want to know the value on this?
I do.
$1,560 today. Baker's dozen pH water bottle, 28 ounce, $400 free shipping today. So you want to make sure that you get what you can afford today. We're wanting to give you the best options for whatever fits your budget.
Yes.
And just know this, we are trying to do whatever we can to bring the very best to you. Sis, I got to mention this one right here,
Yes.
the 28-ounce Extreme Survival Water Bottle. This is what Dad calls the warfare, right? The Extreme Warfare bottle. For $30. This is a value of $80, free shipping today for one. But not only one, we're going to give you an option to get 3 28-ounce Extreme Survival water bottle, $78 today, free shipping on this. Or you can get 6 of them, the Extreme Survival water bottle for $150, free shipping on this item. That boils down to $25 each bottle.
That's amazing. So many people ask us, how can we give these offers? How can we make these so cheap? It's because of this man right here.
Yeah.
We have built a relationship with Carl Palmer over, how long? 10 years? Has it been?
No, more than that. I think it's
14?
Almost
14
yeah.
years that we have been, in a relationship with this wonderful man, and that's why we can give these kind of deals. And you're not going to find it cheaper anywhere else. This is the lowest price you're going to find any of these water offers. And he just said, the man himself, for sure.
And I want to make sure we got them in stock. They're ready to go.
Yes.
The warehouse is full of them. We want to make sure that the moment you order them and they're going to be in your home.
They do go fast.
As
Yeah, they
soon
do
as
go
possible.
fast,
So,
sure.
again, the water pitcher, Carl, has been probably one of the most successful products that we've ever found and that people have responded to. Why did you put a double filter on this king-size pitcher?
Make it worth twice as much. No, truthfully. We want the water to run faster.
Yeah.
And we make one with one pitcher, with one
Yes.
filter, but this makes it work quite too much faster. Also gives you about another 100 gallons of water. Wow. So we did it. So that's one. It doesn't look bad. It kind of looks pretty spiffy.
$78.
$78 plus we're throwing in 2 extra filters with it.
Oh, wow.
So they get a total of 400 gallons of water.
For how much money?
$78.
$78.
Free shipping.
And free shipping.
I was kind of afraid to say it out loud.
I'm going out of
Oh, boy. We also have the Baker's
good-looking
Dozen
product, you know
28-ounce Extreme Survival water bottle. That is $300, free shipping. You get 10 bottles, and you will receive 3 for free. And that boils down to $23.08 each water bottle. So you're getting a deal of a lifetime, free shipping, $300. That is a value of $1,040. So you're going to be saving $740 today.
Yes.
Go to the website today. Go shop. Find what fits your budget. Everything you're doing today goes to help us spread the gospel around the world.
Absolutely. And remember, go into 2018 with love and doing something for someone else. You know, that's why I really truly believe that it's time that you and I start purchasing these items and sending them all around the world and in the United States right here where they need help desperately right now. So please go to the phone, order any of the offers that we have. Call 888-988-1588. Go to jimbakkershow.com to order the products, and it's easier to go there and kind of do some shopping and figure out what bundle you want to purchase, and send off to someone as a gift. Do that today, jimbakkershow.com. And remember to watch PTL Shop.
Yeah,
our new
every
PTL
day.
Shop will have great deals available for you there as well. I guess this is it.
This is
I
it.
want to say
over.
something. Can I say something?
Yes, say something.
I want to say this. I've been traveling all over everywhere, and as I meet a lot of people, I sometimes talk about the problems and obviously needs because of the health concerns and the solution, right? And so I one time said to a lot of people, a couple thousand, I said, if I do all I can to try to change the health of mankind, all over the world, doesn't make any difference where I go, there's always a need for better water everywhere there is. So I hope that everybody will join us all here. Certainly, Morningside has done a fabulous job over the last 14 years, and our position, as far as me, representing myself as a company, they're our primary customer, and I want you to think about a thought. If we take more interest and have more concern about your health, the health of your children, and your families, and the people you know in this world than you do, we're wasting your time, and we're certainly wasting our time. So think about it. That's why we bust our buttons to try to get the product at a price that is affordable. And no, we don't sell that product at any price even close to that retail and from Seychelles. And by the way, I might mention, Seychelles does no retail whatsoever. We're not in any stores. You won't find us going to Costco or anything like that. It's never going to be there. And I know one of the owners at Costco very, very well. And he's invited me, and it's no thank you. They'll ruin it. So that's not what we want to do. So just again, please help us, trying to change the health of mankind. And that's why you see these tests from all over the world. And we won't stop. We won't stop. We'll continue doing it until death do us part.
Carl, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, we thank you for what you've done for all of us.
Sure, sweetie.
Thank you. I mean that. And guys, what a great show. Oh my goodness, I love you guys so much. Yay. Dad, we made it through another show. We did it.
Have a great time. Have a great vacation, Jim.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please remember to call 888-988-1588. Order your water products. You can write us at P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri, 65615. We want to hear from you. If you have a prayer request, send it in to that address, and we will pray with you. Our prayer ladies are back there, and they just love it. They love praying for you, and they love you. And remember, you can go to jimbakkershow.com to purchase any of our products. Go shop at PTL Shop. Yay! Our new faith-based home shopping network. Well, guys, I love you.
I love you. We'll see you next time.
We love you. Thank you, Carl Palmer. We thank you so much. Remember, as my dad says, God loves you. He really does. Bye-bye for today. Thank you for watching today's broadcast of The Jim Bakker Show. Please help us continue to share the gospel of Jesus on the airwaves. Call now, 1-888-988-1588. to order today's special offers. You can also write Jim at P.O. Box 7330, Branson, Missouri, 65615. Or you can order this offer and many others online at jimbakkershow.com. Thank you for your prayers and financial support. It's because of you we can continue to broadcast the gospel of Jesus Christ around the world.